I'm back. Hello, hello, hello. I got kicked off. Hello, how are you? So I was just live for like 5 hours and just got kicked off for nothing. Violated. And then did some training and got it back. And I still don't know what I did. I wasn't talking about any of the things that I was violated for. So whatever. I'm out here living my best life, but I had 55 people in my room for the last 4 hours. It's just crazy to me. It's absolutely crazy to me. Hello, thank you. Welcome in. I'm sharing my own life story. I wasn't even talking about any of the stuff that they questioned me over. That's just so funny. Apparently I'm doing things that upset the apple cart. And I'm going to keep doing things that upset the apple cart because that's what I'm here to do. Hello, Paul. How are you? Let me see if I can invite some of those people from here. How are we doing? I am in Thailand. How are you doing? I stand amazed sometimes. And maybe it's pushing me to do something else. I don't know. It's very frustrating. I won't give up. Were you on my live, Pepper Pot? I'm in the top 1% of creators on this app. And anytime I speak about things that are personal to me, that I've experienced, that I've overcome, it's labeled as information that's miss. And I stand amazed. It's like, so my life is misinformation? Yeah. Yeah. Well, they let me appeal it or take their little course. So I took their little course, little 5 questions, making sure I didn't spread misinformation about the vid or those kind of things. I took some screenshots, but I'm scared to put it up. So this is what I do for income. It is that somebody bigger than me can stop it. You know, it's insanity to me. It's really insanity to me that my life is misinformation. That's my life. Holy shit. And apparently see, I touch people's hearts. I have 64 message requests. I wanted to reach out to some of these people because they just fucking left. I just... And now I can't even message her. Wow. You know, I've recently been called to really share some stuff that's very, my life, and I go against the grain. I wasn't made to blend in. I was made to be set apart. I feel like Job. I've been pulled away from anybody, everything. Everything was taken from me. And I was literally just sharing my journey of my life. I don't even know what the fuck I was talking about that got that. It blows my mind that in this simulation we're so controlled. And even on here, I'm limited. I'm limited. I'm not able to speak my truth. I had 99 new followers on that live. Hello, Robin. How are you? I'm being called because I'm making an impact. Thanks for the heart me. Thank you so much. I'm a little discombobulated right now. I was just live for 5 hours and they just cut me off and blocked me. But I answered their questions properly. And so I was able to get back on without an appeal. Yesterday I got a restriction because of nudity, and I'm like, I wasn't nude. There's people on here in their fucking thongs, and that's okay, but I'm wearing a strapless romper in fucking Thailand because it's 2 million degrees. And I'm just, it's okay. It's all good. I just feel like crying again. It's not okay. It's not okay. Hey, Melissa. Can we share this out, y'all? Because I literally got cut off from everybody. I had 50 or 100 people. I don't even fucking remember. It's been between 50 and 100 people all night. Well, all day for y'all. But thank you, Rabbit Man, for the follow. It's like, can I start writing in cursive on here? But God will direct your steps. Maybe I'm supposed to be doing these on the tube reviews. I can go on here. Hold on. My channel. Create. Go live. Look at that. I can go live on 2 different things. Yes, it's the middle of the night. I go live every night for y'all. It's when I wake up. Thanks for the share. I appreciate you. Create stream. Yeah, I was live for many hours, as I do every day, and I got restricted. And they literally cut me off and said that I was blocked till the 16th unless I answered their questions correctly. So I answered their corrections correctly, and I got given my thing. I was a good little girl. I answered my questions properly. Did I believe any of those answers? No. But I knew what they wanted because I'm not stupid. So anyway, hi. Now I've got myself over here on the tube with views live. Because I've only gone live on there a couple of times, and I don't typically have a lot of people, which is why I don't typically do it, but I'm reminded that I don't go live on there. When I started live on here, I didn't have any people in my room either. But now, boom, 120 people because I do it consistently. So I need to consistently do it on here too. But it's like then I need a third device. I like using my computer when I'm live. So I do have another phone. I have two phones and I have my computer. I'm going to have to plug my computer in. I'm going to plug my computer in. And yeah, so that's what we're going to do. I am taking it with a grain of salt, man, but when it is your source of income, it's like, really? Wow. Okay. But again, I get redirected, and I still don't know what I did. I wasn't talking about any things they questioned me about. It had nothing to do with the vid or any of that. One of the questions was about, I don't even want to say it because I get bleach. Like, I don't talk about that. What's that got to do with anything? After they were chosen, the human being has so many things to occupy him. Tickets for theaters, meetings to attend, sports events, that he does not respond to the activity of the Christ. Once the finger touches a person and he is called, rest assured that it will follow, that he will follow. After they were chosen, did the disciples have any responsibility for their careers? No. The master sent them out. He sent them out without purse, without script. And they went the way he sent them, and they survived. He sent them out on another occasion with purse and with script. They went and they survived. He took some of them to the mountaintop. He took them. Did they go of themselves? No, he took them. Did they have the power to resist? No, nor have you, nor have I. This is a life of grace. Everything that transpires in your life today and everything that transpires from now on unto eternity is and will be an act of grace. And I'm reading from a book called Leave Your Nets, which has been totally impactful. And it teaches consciousness through a lens of Yeshua's words. Not Paul's words, Yeshua's words. And this book came to me at a time in my life that I had been stripped of everything, just like Job. And this book called to me, and I picked it up, and this one verse in here was highlighted. Just one in the entire book. It was a book written in the 60s, and it was given to somebody as a gift in 1968. It's fabric bound. And at the time, I, again, felt like everything had been stripped from me. And this one verse is highlighted. That grace is sufficient for thee. I had better stop worrying and being anxious for a while. I will put off taking thought for today, but right now, which is all there is, I will rest in the truth that God's grace is sufficient for me. And that's what I have learned. Job is one of my favorites. What's up, Smile Time? How are you? Crystal Patricia, Iowa. What time is it there? It's like 5 in the morning, 1 in the morning. I don't know. All these people are different times than me. Oh, thank you for the hand heart. Welcome in. Coming in with a bang. Yeah. It just frazzled me for a minute. 3:09 a.m. Oh, so you're literally 12 hours from me. 68's the year I was born. Awesome. Awesome. So rest, you relax, you rest, and you feel at peace, but that does not mean that tonight, tomorrow, the day after, you're not going to have more anxious moments. Nehemiah and James. I just feel like Job. I feel like everything's been stripped and I'm on the other side of that stripping. And I've trusted God through all of it. So much that I even got it tattooed on my arm. Because I'm a words person. In my house, I had words all over, but I don't have a house anymore. And I could not leave the States without getting this put on my arm. Be still and know that all is well. That all is taken care of. That God's grace is sufficient for me. That I cannot be separate from that which inhabits my heart, my spirit, my soul. Then again, you remind yourself that God's grace is sufficient. And you may rest in the grace with no anxiety, fear, or doubt. Absolutely. You may go along that way for months, 3, 4, 5, or 6. And all this time you're meeting every appearance of discord with the remembrance that God's grace is sufficient. Always, God's grace is sufficient. This light on my computer is blue. It's so crazy how light changes the coloring. And me having a photography background, maybe if I get it over here. Hold up. Wait a minute. And I need to get this up higher. Aaron, I need this up higher. Anyway. Nope, still blue. Must be the computer screen, because I'm not blue. This is what it looks like. So anyway. This is weird having 2 screens to talk to. But in a few days, weeks, months later, and lo and behold, you may begin to feel God's grace coming into expression in your experience. You find good coming to you that you had not humanly planned for. You find harmony and health coming to you that at the moment you may not be able to explain. But with the passage of time, it dawns in your consciousness. Why is it true? God's grace is sufficient for me. I wonder if I can mirror this, because it's weird. It's always weird. It doesn't let me mirror. Settings. Nope. Oh well. I guess I'm going to look at myself this way and then look at myself this way. Tan and blue. Tan and blue. Tan and blue. I crack myself up. Find good coming to you that you had not humanly planned for. You find harmony and health coming to you that at the moment you may not be able to explain. But with the passage of time, it draws in your consciousness. Why is it true? God's grace is sufficient for me. By that time, you have come to a place where you rest more in the sense of peace and no longer need to use as many statements of truth. Now, I'm going to tell you, in this journey of mine, coming to understand who I really was and how powerful my thoughts were, and that everything that I focused on, that I thought about, was what was showing up in my life. Thanks for the follows, guys. Tap that screen. All those things that I was going through were things that I had created because I was focusing on this, that, or the other. And then they showed up in my life. And now I realize that which you focus on is yours. And that's why Yeshua said to focus on things that are light and love and joy and of good rapport, because that's what you get in your life. See, he knew the truth. He knew the truth and he taught it to us, but he taught it in a way that the Pharisees couldn't understand. He taught in a way that those rule followers didn't get. He taught in a way that those who have eyes to see and ears to hear, they got it. And I'm starting to see the collective waking up and seeing things for what he taught. And that I'm so grateful for. That I'm so intensely grateful for. I've never gone live on here except for like twice. Hold on. Let me share it on my book of faces. Hold on. You know, I've been feeling led to do this, but maybe it takes something like that to make me do it. I don't know. All I know is I'm going to keep living my fucking life. I'm going to keep doing things that bring me joy. I'm going to keep doing things that bring life to the world. Have you been called to preach the prophet? The Lord calls. I don't know what you mean. I have been called to share Yeshua's teachings and to dispel what the church says is truth. They've been deceived by Paul. And Paul is the epitome. And I did a deep dive on this the other day. I guess you'd call me a red letter follower. I don't know what I am. I just follow God. I follow the heart. I follow what Yeshua taught and the words that stuck in my heart and what feels right to me. I just did a deep dive on comparing and contrasting Paul's teachings versus Yeshua's teachings. And they're completely different. You know, Yeshua taught forgiveness 70 times 7, yet Paul teaches you need to judge those in the church. Yet he said, don't judge. Judge not, lest ye be judged. But you can judge these people in the church, says Paul. But Yeshua said, don't. There's so many of those contradictions, and they've woven it in there so cleverly. The Council of Nicaea, they did a great job. But if you go and you look back at some of the things they took out, the words, the books that they took out, that was actual truth that they took out because they didn't want you to realize what Yeshua was actually teaching, which was how powerful you are. You're extremely powerful beyond measure. You have no idea how powerful you are until you do. And then once you realize that you cannot be separate from the God that was within you, the church teaches is outside of you, I'm just here to share my journey of transformation, my journey of growth, my journey of expansion, my journey of unlearning all the shit I was programmed with, because all of this is a big program. Babies, think about it. Look at babies, how happy they are. And children, they're so happy. And then they become programmed with those of their parents and their parents' friends, their parents' family. And then they start to be like them. Yeah, I have. Yeshua taught about it. And Paul is described by all of the things Yeshua said, don't follow people like this. And yet the Romans made a religion out of people like that. So, yeah. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. Once you wake up, you can't go back to sleep. You could not put me back to sleep if you tried. Because I've been shown healings through supernatural things. I've healed all manner of diseases. I'm known by my fruits. No, I give the finger all the time. No, they questioned me about the vid, and they questioned me about stupid nonsense, asking about if I would tell people to consume Clorox. Really? I'm not political. I don't talk about that shit. They said no outside snacks. Yeah. So anyway, I followed their little rule and I got back on, and otherwise I was going to be restricted till the 16th. Now I give that all the time. I all the time. Yeah, I don't know what happened. No matter, son or daughter, I'll take your child from you forever. What are you talking about? Yeah. But then perhaps there comes another problem. This time it may be a great responsibility. And you have the feeling that it is beyond your means, your strength, your time, or perhaps your power to cope with it. Along with that comes the remembrance of a passage of scripture, and you hear, he performeth the thing that is appointed for me. Not you performeth. Are there any guys in the States that dress like women? Why do people make a big deal over here? There's cross-dressers over there too. There's cross-dressers all over the world. It's not just here. That startles you for a minute. What? He performeth. Because until you come over somewhere, all you know is what you see on TV. Okay, Willie. That startles you for a minute. What? He performeth? Yeah. When you stop trying and efforting and striving and working and not trusting and doing for yourself, God will let you do that. But when you start trusting and being still, bye, Willie. My patience is 0 right now. I can't even with some people. He performeth. There it again. He performeth it. God performeth. You need only relax and listen to your internal guidance, just like those dogs, those animals that live out in the woods. They know when they're supposed to do things because they are led by their internal guidance system. You have an internal guidance system, but you are programmed to believe that it's outside of you, that you need to work hard, that you need to do that because you have shut that off with fluoride. Keep using it, guys. I wouldn't tell you to not use fluoride because that'd go against the grain. Yeah, but I haven't used any toothpaste in like a long time. And I still have, teeth and gums. I don't need toothpaste. It's a fucking bullshit lie. But anyway, I forgot what I'm saying. I just get, that just flustered me. Hello. The toothpaste belongs with the sunscreen. They're best friends. The toothpaste takes away your pineal gland, which is your antenna, which is a giant crystal in your head. Yeah, look it up. The Catholics know this. That's why they keep you down. Look at the Pope's scepter. It's got a pineal gland on top of it. It's pine cone. Yeah. Yours is closed. If you want to open it, stop using fluoride. You have to open the thing up so you can start getting your internal guidance. Otherwise, you're too distracted, too overwhelmed, too stressed, too busy working, too busy doing this, too busy running your kids around to 14 different practices because you want them to be the best because you think that that is a big thing. All that does is steal your joy, make you work harder, make both parents work. Let somebody else raise your kid. Now you're paying for somebody else to raise your kid. The whole society is fucked up. I was so grateful to be able to be home with my son from the time he was in second grade. I retired from nails and I started doing Young Living and working my own schedule, my own time. And that was a really good thing for me. This tea bag is lasting me all day. Want another tea bag? Yeah, baby. It's the little things. My body is seriously putting out something. I processed something just then because I'm just grateful. I'm grateful for all of this. Where is that one? It may be all that God has is mine. I have received it by right of inheritance. Yet you're taught that you have to be good enough. Yet last I checked, an inheritance doesn't check if you're good enough. It's yours already. That you can say, oh yes, all that God has is mine. I have received it by right of inheritance. It's a free gift. And whether or not it is visible at this moment on the outer plane is of no importance. Autumn, thanks for the follow. Appreciate you. It may well be tomorrow there may be an appearance contrary to the truth that you are one with the Father. Tomorrow may be faced with pain, unhappiness, or some form of lack or limitation. Then is the time to bring back to conscious remembrance. I cannot accept appearances by looking outside of you. I cannot judge by appearances. I and the Father are one. That is what I have learned about my true identity. And I stand on and stand in that truth. I and my Father are one. And all that the Father has is mine. I hold to that and maintain it until the outer picture conforms to the inner awareness. Yeshua came to teach you that. Okay, I got this whole page highlighted, and I'm going to read this too. I love this book, and right now I got to get out of my head because I stand in amazement. I stand in awe at this beautiful life that we've been given, and so many people don't even realize that it's a gift. And maybe that's why I've been called to call everything living free. You know, my whole life I've been given things. It's just come into my existence. And you shall be known by your fruits. You know, I sold an entire house full of stuff that was given to me. I never bought anything in my home. I could go around my entire house and point out and give you a story about X, Y, Z, LMNOP, every single thing. I never bought any of it. And yet I had a beautiful home full of beautiful furniture, solid wood mahogany tables, leather sofa, leather chair, leather other chair that I got. Somebody was dropping it off at the Goodwill and the Goodwill wouldn't take it. Hey, Kathy. Good morning. I love you too, darling. And I sold it, you know. Everything has always come to me easily, freely, and effortlessly, including Mooncat. I don't even remember you really charging me to watch my son. I know Spring didn't charge me to watch my son. I just feel so blessed. You know, my son was born. I never even bought clothes for my son. He always had clothes. He was always given everything he needed. I've been given clothes, shoes, beautiful. I've never, these earrings given to me. This dress given to me. This blanket, free sample on TikTok. This book showed up. This shampoo given to me. You know, I don't have my computer. Thank you. What was that? Stimulus check a few years back, you know, when they shut the world down. Yeah, I bought this computer with that given to me. Just at the time when my other computer was about to fucking die. Life is what you think it is. If you think it's going to be hard, if you think it's going to be difficult, if you think you're going to have a lot of shit to go through, you will. You absolutely will. But many years ago, I changed my beliefs to everything's working for me. And I started looking at things through different eyes, with a different lens. Eyes with those who have eyes to see and ears to hear. The Adam dream, human existence, began only when a sense of separation arose, the separate I-ness, an I who had to earn a living, the I who had to be self-supporting. Yes. Yeah. The I who had to be self-supporting, an I who had to go out and do it for herself. When that false sense of I sprang up, that is when the prodigal existence began. This name, Divine Son, is not a new name for you. Thanks, JJ. It's your real identity. It's what Yeshua came to teach us. It's who we really are in Christ, in consciousness, who we really are. We cannot be separate from all there is. You know, they hid, they took away, they discounted when he went to go spend time with the Indians. And he learned meditation. He learned peace. He learned so many things from them. And then he came back and he shared that. But that was part of his journey. You're on a journey too of understanding and understanding. And you either can wake up to it or you won't. I for years, I was in the church and I actually was enthralled with this program that they had, and this guy was teaching apologetics, learning to defend Christianity against all other religions. And it wasn't until I broke free from the church and then I moved and I started to experience people who had different religions Thank you, Besties for Life. Welcome in. That I started to see the correlations in what Yeshua taught and what these other people believed. And I'm like, well, that's what Yeshua taught. That's what Yeshua taught. That's what Yeshua taught. That's what, and it felt good to me. It resonated with my spirit. And I've been listening to the Spirit for a long time. And so when I started diving out and seeing these other things, they lined up. It's like, why did the church teach that was bad? It's the same thing. It's teaching the same thing. It just came from a different mouth. And here I am teaching the same thing that Yeshua taught, coming from a different mouth, yet I'm being called all kind of names. You should read my DMs. I need to eat something. 3:33. When that false sense of I sprang up, and when it was the prodigal existence began. This name, Divine Son, is not a new name for you. It's your real identity. You've been taught that you're completely different than Yeshua, but he was a human. He came to show us that we are human and that we will do greater things than he after he goes. And then in the book of Acts, they did miracles, signs, and wonders, did they not? Regular people, because they believed what Yeshua taught them. And then the Pharisees came in and they did what they did and all that shit, and then the Roman Catholics came in and all that shit. But anyway, I digress. This new name is not a new name for you. It's your real identity. It's your real relation to God is being disclosed to you again. You're being woken up to the fact of your true identity, which is God living within you as you. You cannot be separate from all that is, just like the birds, the bees, they all listen to their soul. We all, hello, David, we all, even the rocks shall cry out. And yet there's Christian religions that teach that dogs and cats don't have souls. Oh, really? I digress. It's a living, breathing thing. Yeah, it has a spirit. It's inhabiting a body just like I'm inhabiting a body. Everything is vibration, energy. Light, love, vibration. Rocks don't talk. Okay. Put a frequency resonator thing on it and get back with me. You've never seen how plants talk, do you? Or the harmonious melodies that they play when you put a thing that reads their vibration, just because you don't speak rock. But your ignorance is showing. Right? All is God. And do you not believe when he said even the rocks will cry out? I challenge you. Look it up. I don't make shit up. I don't talk out of my ass, man. I talk out of experience. Everything has life. That's right, JG. Everything has life. You know why? Because everything is from all various. This is all one. You cannot be separate from all. Yet church tries to say, well, that's not it. That's not it. The human, nope. We all. It is your real identity, and now your real relationship to God is being disclosed to you again, once again, after the many, many, many times it has been revealed and lost. If you have ears to hear and eyes that see, you will find the revelation of your divine sonship in the infinite way. You will read that there how God reveals itself and how the Christ reveals itself as the I am. And what did Moses say? Oh, wait. I am that I am. Was Moses wrong? Was Moses? Oh, yeah. Moses was somebody who was scared to death to talk in public. Moses was scared to death because he stuttered. Moses was told to go talk to the king of Egypt, whatever the fuck, Pharaoh, whatever the fuck. And then he was used to take the Israelites out from their oppressor. And then they fought to go back because of fear. But never once did God let them go hungry. Never once did they go without. Never once. This guy writes books on the infinite way letters, and I really want to get those too. Leave Your Nets, Goldsmith. The book was written a long time ago in the 60s, but he's got a bunch of books, and I feel like I'm supposed to read that. The titles of his books, I love them. My belief on all of these Bible stories is all teaching us vibration. They're all parables to teach us about life. But then again, there's been Roman carriages found underneath the fucking Red Sea, so you do your figuring. Okay. I'm not going to argue. These books that he wrote, conscious union with God, consciousness unfolding, God, the substance of all form. If God is in all things, how is he not in the rocks? Is that excluded from all? Because last I checked, the word all is all encompassingly excluding nothing. Because I don't believe that cursing is a 4-letter word. Again, another lie you've believed. Yet I bet most people that get upset when I say fuck will call themselves fat. Do you know what's a curse? You calling yourself fat or ugly or dumb or less than or not enough or not worthy. Shall I go on? That's a curse. Because whatever you speak after the words I am becomes the body you inhabit and the life that you live. You cannot continue to speak ill of yourself or others. And when I use explicatives, adjectives, I'm adding spice to my language, and I'm more transparent and honest because that's what fucking comes out. I don't curse anybody. I don't call anybody any of those names. I don't use any of that. I don't know. I don't care about that. It's against what scripture? Paul? I don't follow Paul. I don't follow Paul. And blessing and cursing, again, if you look up the meaning of the words, you might learn something. I'm not trying to cause strife. I'm asking you to go dive in. This has been me and my journey. This is me and my journey. And Mary, you need to stop being judgmental. Okay, what? Are you Protestant? I mean, Pentecostal? Are you not allowed to show your arms and legs? Be accountable by who? Please explain to me. Judge not lest ye be judged. Didn't Jesus said, your sins have been thrown as far as the east is from the west. God has forgotten your sins. Because the word sin means, do you know what the word, maybe I can school you, I don't know. I'm not wrong. I've been held to my understanding, and I am known by my fruit. And my fruit is showing me more than enough. So anyway, I'm not even going to argue with you. You are on your own path. If you have ears to hear and eyes to see, which some people who are under the Pharisees' rule do not, because they're too busy judging what Paul said. Paul said women should be quiet. Yet Yeshua listened to women. Do you know Miriam Magdalene was his wife? His partner? Do you know she was the apostle to the apostles? Oh, no, you didn't know that. Oh, that's not in your Bible? Oh, because they took it out. Yeah. Thank you so much, H24. You found me again. You will read there how God reveals itself and how the Christ reveals itself as I am. You cannot be separate from I am. I am. I'm not even going there. Who would you? You do your own research. Okay? You do your own research. I've done mine, and it all resonates with my spirit, and I'm good with that. I'm not here to change anybody's mind. Okay? I'm not here to wake anybody up. Thank you. I'm here to share my personal journey of my story, my testimony, and put my light up on a mountain. Okay? And some of you may be judging me for I'm in fucking Thailand. It's 200 degrees outside. A. B. I wasn't given shame. Shame is a low guilt thing. Should have seen me yesterday. I was wearing a no top. Yeah. Look at that. Again, I digress. But how will they see this robe on you and this ring? Wait. Because I'm known by my light, y'all. If you know me, no. Joseph, I'm not. Sorry. This is not a fantasy thing. Sorry. You might want to go on scrolling by. If you have eyes to hear and see, you will read there how God reveals itself and how the Christ reveals itself as I am. But only in the secret place of your being can you realize this divine sonship. You're not going to hear it in church. You're not going to learn it from anybody else. It's a divine understanding. My son asked me one time, he goes, Mom, all this spiritual stuff, where's proof? I said, it's an experiential proof. When I had the brain tumor that got healed on the side of a mountain with an oboe, and it popped in my head, and it drained, nobody heard that but me. Nobody saw that. I did. It was my experience. Oh, did we finally get my thing? Look. Don't hurt me. I think, oh, finally. Woo. Thank you. You were lost without hope. Jesus changed your life. Okay. But he didn't shed his blood. He was killed by the Romans and then turned around and made a religion out of it. He just let it happen. Okay, they took what he was teaching, which was that people are sovereign and that people could follow their heart, and that ye all are gods. Seek ye first the kingdom of God first and foremost. Seek ye first the kingdom of God, and all things will be added unto you. And the kingdom of God is within you. I love hearing church people try to tell you how that's not what he said. And I'm like, but that's what he said. And then ye are all gods. That's why he was killed. He wasn't killed to shed for your... That's not why he was killed. I'm not going to argue. When those around you see this, I am only in the secret place of your being that can you realize your divine sonship. Then, when those around you see this robe and ring upon you, they will know that you have something. See, all you judgy people, I get told on the daily that my light shines so bright. I'm sad that you can't see it. I'm sad that you're so covered with judgment and judgment. That's what you're covered with. And Yeshua preached against that, yet you are out there judging people, telling them they're wrong. See, I don't tell people they're wrong. I don't. You can believe whatever you want to believe. Thank you so much. Welcome in, Oz. I won't. You're not going to hear me tell you wrong. You want to eat purple people eater markers? Go for it. Whatever makes you happy, boo. You do you, boo. You want to believe that this is bad? Okay. That's on you. It has nothing to do with my life. Because, see, I don't believe that there's an afterlife of heaven and hell. Okay? Yeshua was talking about it in states of you can live in a state of being in heaven or you can live in a state of hell. And the commandments actually talk about that. All the things that say you're going to go to hell if you break the commandments, all those things are low vibrational frequencies. Look up the map of consciousness. Look it up. You might learn something. Because everything is light, frequency, and vibration. Everything is light, frequency, and vibration. You cannot be separate from that. It is. And those things that you speak, those words, the thoughts that you think, they're either keeping you below contentment or above. And what did Yeshua teach? Oh, wait. Find love, joy, grace, kindness in all circumstances. Find joy in all circumstances. What's at the top of that fucking realm? That rank? Joy is a vibration of 600. Love is 500. I think. Hold on. I could be mistaken. But up there. And down over here below contentment, which is at peace. I've lost it. No, I haven't. I've gained it. I get recycled because I'm infinite source. And if you would research, you might learn something about that too. There's other people that wrote books about that strictly believed against until they had their own experience. And again, experience is the teacher. And if you've not experienced, I pray that you have eyes to see and ears to hear, like Yeshua said, because you've been programmed to believe. Okay, Linda, well, bye. You don't have to stay here. I'm not trying to preach to you. I'm not preaching to anybody. I'm sharing what I've learned. And if it doesn't resonate, it doesn't resonate. But until you have your eyes open, thank you, Renee, because there's plenty of people that it does resonate with. There's plenty of people. I did a huge post on Paul versus Yeshua on my Book of Faces. It's going crazy right now. And you know, it's about half and half for the comments. I had an experience and now I know. I had this happen and now I know. The people that know had experiences. Maybe you haven't had an experience yet. But that doesn't mean I'm wrong just because you've been in the blind. You haven't tuned into your inner source. You probably use fluoride toothpaste every day and mouthwash every meal. You know him very well, then that's your journey. You can know Yeshua, but still be indoctrinated by the church beliefs. But Yeshua taught freedom. Yeshua taught abundance of love and joy and peace and grace. Yeshua was his own vibe, and the church came to take that. I'm not talking about religion. I don't do religion. I talk about Yeshua. You notice I don't say Jesus because that's not his name. That's another thing that they changed. And also, I'm going to blow your mind. Maybe you can look this up, but if you look up Yeshua's actual language that he spoke was Aramaic. And when he spoke of the Holy Spirit, he spoke in a female tense. And when he spoke of God, he spoke of them together as mother, father. But the church wants you to think it's all male, to make the patriarchy. The church is a religion-based thing that Yeshua taught against. Yeshua said, don't do as the Pharisees do. Don't do as the Pharisees. Look it up, Linda. No, I'm not mad. I'm explaining for people that won't do the research themselves. Where did I get a female tense? Well, I looked outside of the book that the Romans created and men changed. Do you know that being gay wasn't even a thing in the Bible until they made it a thing in the Bible? I think in the 50s or 60s they made it and they changed that. And now all of a sudden that's bad. I am married to myself. And like I was saying, Yeshua spoke of the Holy Spirit in a feminine tense in the word in his language, Aramaic. You can look it up. And he spoke of God as mother, father. You can look it up. But you probably won't. I'm not mad. I'm really sad that people can't see it, but then I realize I can't wake anybody up. I can't wake anybody up. I'm not here to wake anybody up. I'm not here to change anybody's mind. I said it 3 times. Aramaic. A-R-A-M-A-I-C. AIC, Aramaic. That was Yeshua's language. That's what he actually spoke. Now, mind you, it's been translated Hebrew, Greek, Latin, all that stuff. He spoke in Aramaic. So in translation, it got shifted. But it's the language that he spoke, and he spoke about the Holy Spirit in the feminine tense. Are you saying he was wrong? And he spoke about God as mother, father, both. I didn't say it. Look it up. Google. Dive deep. Or listen to your pastor, whatever you want to do. You're probably just going to, and that's a man-made thing too. Yeshua was teaching that God is within us, as us. We are all one. I had somebody on here the other day that actually had an NDE, and they said that when they passed, they went and they realized, he's like he got pulled into the Borg. Yeah. It's all one. We're all one. We're all part, and it's not all masculine. Okay? Last I checked, females birth things. Men don't birth things. Yet you're saying the world is birthed by a man. Good luck with that. Maybe my page isn't for you, sweetheart. Maybe you can go and scroll by. I'm not going to spend any more time entertaining your delusions of what you think is true versus what I know in my experience in their image. Again, you've got to get what you've been taught out of your head. I'm telling you what Yeshua actually spoke in his actual language, and you're telling me what the church says. I'm telling you, thank you so much, indoctrinated. I can't help you. I used to be where you are. I used to be there. I would argue it to the 10th degree. I don't do that no more. I don't argue with nobody. I'm just sharing my journey. But how will they see this robe on you and this ring, since no one is going to vest you with a visible robe and ring? Only because you know your true identity. Boom. Because you have broken down the barriers that separate you from your divine sonship. See, you still think you have to earn it. I know it's a free gift. Just like children are born, it's a free gift. That robe and that ring, those children that came from women, yeah. It used to be a matriarchal society. Let's check. Look it up. That robe and ring will be visible in the manner of your walking, in the smile on your face, in the way in which you live, in your very evident lack of concern for tomorrow or tomorrow's manna, for tomorrow's safety or tomorrow's security. You see, that's my proof. See, I was just called to leave everything like Job. Leave everything. Everything was taken from me. And then I was trusting my heart. And he was calling me to move to the other side of the world. And I did it. With no physical resources. Are my needs met? Above and beyond. Am I safe? Above and beyond. Am I still spreading light and love and joy everywhere I go? Yep. And you shall be known by your fruit. You should watch some of my videos. I just posted one that's gone viral about, I went to get a massage and they ended up giving me, like, I was going to get a massage at this place every day for 3 weeks. You shall be known by your fruit. So anyway, these ladies fell in love with me and I was there every day. And when I left the last night, their boss, the owner of the spa, he told my massage therapist to go get a fan. You know, they hand make these fans, and they had these beautiful purses also that I was looking at. I didn't touch it or anything. I didn't tell anybody I was looking at it. I did it with my eyes. Let me show you. You should be known by your fruits. Maybe you should watch the video. They gave me this. Handmade. And they gave me the fan up there. I've got it up there because it was blocking the light. I'm just a tourist in their little town. But apparently I made an impact on them. How many businesses do you know that give their customers gifts? I'll wait, but I'm known by my light. My light precedes me. Do you know how many people tell me that? And that's enough proof for me that I'm on the right path. My light shines bright. Okay? And I don't need to defend myself to you. Those who live and move and have their being in this secret place of the Most High have no concern about tomorrow's manna, safety, security, happiness, or freedom. No, they have the hidden manna. They have that inner peace that no man can take from them. That inner peace that makes for all outer harmonies. Thank you for the repost. I appreciate y'all tapping that screen and sharing this out. It means a lot to me. Can we all tap that repost button, please? You can just push your finger on mine, and it'll bring up your repost. Super easy. Thank you. No man can take from you your God-given peace, just as no man can take from you your God-given freedom. My light is beyond me. Such a beautiful quote. I love that, Jude. Thank you. And if you knew the road I fought to get here, you'd shut the fuck up. If you attain your spiritual freedom, not even a dictator can take it from you. If, however, you receive your freedom merely because it's part of a document called the Constitution of the U.S. or the Bill of Rights, it's a very hard road to get here, isn't it, P3? Very few will ever take it because it talks about you got to get out of your comfort zone. You got to do the things you're scared to do. You got to go against the grain. Last I checked, Yeshua was not really listened to in his hometown. They thought he was just a carpenter. I digress. Never forget that just as a man wrote that document, so man can annul it. And I think that's about to happen. But I get knowings, but you probably think I'm crazy. They are. That's what I have found, that the religious Christians tell me I dress wrong and I do this and I need to wear a bra and I need to. Why? Why does it bother you? I don't give a fuck what you think. You have nothing to do with my life. You don't pay my bills. You don't live in my soul. You don't know how I feel. You don't know my intention. My intention is good. I don't even kill bugs. The other day I had a bag in my, I brought home a bag of mangosteen from the little lady downstairs, and I set it on my bed. I'm married to myself, and I set it on my bed, and all these little things started crawling. Like, ah! So I took it out and shook it outside. Y'all go live out there. I don't want you in my house. But I used to be petrified of spiders, and I'd kill them, and I'd kill everything I had a chance. But I don't do that anymore. I just take it outside. You go live out there. You go live out there. I remember there was a wasp. Because when you realize that you're one with all things, you don't. Married to myself. You heard it correct. I love myself more than anybody ever could. Love your neighbor as yourself. Love the Lord your God with your whole heart, mind, and soul, and love your neighbor as yourself. Yeah, Christianity teaches love your neighbor better than you. No, you got to love your neighbor as yourself, just like you love God who lives in you. You don't even get a response. You get blocked. I am not single. I'm married to myself. Are you deaf? And you can't hear that. So anyway, no man can take from you. True, you may fight for it, work, strive in the external realm, and you may get a physical freedom, economic and political freedom. Keep them for a while and then lose them again. Jude. Person after my own heart. I quit correcting that, but I don't even know who that is. Well, just get out of my room, please. I just don't have any care. You're gone. See, I don't have any problem with blocking people because I know that the people that are not for me, they're not benefiting me. The people that are for me are going to flock to this room because I draw in the things that are for me. Everything else is just stuff coming in and going. See, that lady left. She didn't want to hear what I had to say. It hit her spirit a little bit. It was like, ooh. I used to defend Christianity too, until I realized who Christ really was and who I really was. I don't defend it anymore. I love this place. In case y'all don't know, I'm living in Thailand, and I'm living in the mountains right now this month. Instant follow. Thank you, love. So anyway, so I've been live on this YouTube and I've been on here for an hour. Not one person has come in here. That's crazy. Anyway, whatever. Keep them for a while and then lose them again. But if you realize freedom is part of your living by divine sonship, then no man can take from you any part of your kingdom. Your kingdom includes your economic, political security, your physical and your mental health, and your human sense of life, which are but an outer expression of the spiritual. See, once you get this spiritual guidance, this spiritual knowing, this spiritual, all of that, hello, the outside world starts to show up for you. And I'm over here living my dream life, and it came at the expense of leaving my nets, going without provision, going without things, going without my family. And in that, I found freedom. So if you attain your freedom in Christ, no man can violate your Christhood. My peace I give to you. My freedom I give to you. These are Yeshua's words. My health I give to you. My wealth I give to you. My meat, my wine, my water. How? By acceptance. Good morning, Francis. Welcome in. Y'all, come in, get your heart me. Tap that screen, share this out. Tell me where you're from. Live in the consciousness of having all good. What things soever ye desire when ye pray, believe that ye receive them. But you say, this is called Leave Your Nets. It's a book written in the 60s by a guy named Joel Goldsmith. And he wrote a ton of books on consciousness. My wine, my water, by acceptance. Live in the consciousness of having all good. What things soever ye desire when ye pray, believe that ye receive them. I literally looked at this and I was like, you know what? That would be really pretty. I really like that. But I wasn't going to buy it. But God said, yeah, you can have that. Hello, Nancy from Texas. How are you? Thanks for the follow. See, I'm known by my fruit. I'm known by my fruit. Apparently, I'm doing something right. And I'm doing the things I'm called to do because I can't not do it. It's like in me. I got cut off. You know, I've been on here an hour and 15 minutes now. Hold on, let me see if it'll let me claim it now. It won't let me claim it. Claim all. You keep saying not. Damn it. Thank you so much. Patricia, thanks for the follow. But you say, how can I believe that I already have when there is no evidence of it? Oh, you cannot in the external, but you can once you realize that your divinity represents your heirship to all that the Father has. Yeah, I've been on an hour, but I got cut off. They completely like shut me off and made me do a little remedial test to get my privileges back. They were going to block me till the 16th. Yeah. So I've been on since 10 o'clock this morning, and it's 4 o'clock. So I've been on about 6 hours. But you can't shut me up. And clearly God wants people to hear me because I've got over 100 people in here. Yeah, I've got nobody on YouTube, but whatever. That still cracks me up. It's like, I still don't know. I have no clue why they did it. I don't even remember what I was talking about, but it had nothing to do with the questions. The information of speaking truth, and they don't like it, so they shut me down. Fruit is amazing, Christopher. Their fruit is like, their dragon fruits are like this big. And I have some amazing I was over here. Then you say, oh yes, all that God has is mine. I've received it by the right of inheritance, and whether or not it is visible at this moment on the outer plane is of no importance. And I'm going to go back to the definition of faith. Believe in the things you cannot yet see as if it were. And if it were, if you had all your dreams, how would you feel? Okay, live as if. Live in joy and gratitude. And you will be given everything. But you're too busy looking at what the news tells you to look at, the problems of that busy place over there, the stress on the street. Thank you, Christopher. You're too busy worrying about all these things, so you're keeping your vibration low. You're not allowing that gift of peace and love and joy. And Yeshua taught, find love and joy. Find it in all circumstances. He didn't joke around. I completed task 4. I don't know what I did. Hold on. Friendship journey. I don't even know what I did. I don't even show up in the rankings. I don't care. I don't care. It may well be tomorrow, but you have to feel as if you already have everything you cannot yet see. And this is my favorite. It's in my little book. My little book of stuff. Because most people say, I got to see it to believe it. And Yeshua taught you got to believe in the things you cannot yet see. This is what you cannot yet see. You can't see that much. This is what you can see. Okay, this is how much of what's out there that you physically can see with your little eyeballs. You know, they're just vibrational. They're vibrational receptors. They can actually read vibration. That's all they do. Your ears, your fingers, your tongue, your nose. They're vibrational receptors because everything's energy and vibration. That's all you can see. So when Yeshua calls you to see, trust in the things you cannot yet see, and you're waiting to see it, you can't watch the news. That shit will steal, kill, and destroy your energy in a heartbeat. I watched my mother do it. Everybody I know that watches the news has a lot of fear in them. I don't know anybody that watches the news that's a happy person. Like, happy, genuinely living their best life. They have this inner, if you talk to them, see, I can talk to people and hear where their vibration is. That's a gift of mine. It may be well tomorrow that there be an appearance to the contrary that you are one with the Father. Tomorrow you may be faced with pain, unhappiness, or some sort of lack or limitation. Then is the time to bring back to consciousness remembrance. I cannot accept appearances. I cannot judge by appearances. Fear's not real. Fear is confusing. And God's word, the truth, is clear, crystal clear. Clear like the clearest spring water. There will be no discourse. There will be no confusion. There will be no, I wonder. No, that's not it. Then is it time to bring back the conscious remembrance. I cannot accept appearances. I cannot judge by appearances. I and the Father are one. Go back to the truth. You and the Father are one. I am, you are, we all are. That is what I have learned about my true identity. And I stand on and in that truth. I and my Father are one. And all that the Father has is mine. See, you can be, do, and have anything you want. The only thing that stops you is fear and doubt and shame and guilt and lust and greed. You know those vibrations that are shitty? Those commandments? Yeah, they're low vibrational frequencies. You shouldn't do it because it makes you feel like shit and it keeps you from being love, light, and joy, which Yeshua said to be. Be love, be light, be joy, kindness. There is no law against those things. There is no law against those things. None. I hold to that and maintain it until the outer picture conforms to the inner awareness. That's right. Grace, my grace is sufficient for thee. It's getting dark out there. It's cloudy. It's getting cloudy. Included in the word grace is all that is meant by the word gift. The gift of God is sufficiency. The nations of the world seek after what they shall eat, what they shall drink, wherewithal they shall be clothed. They are continuously taking thought or being concerned about their affairs of tomorrow. Yet tomorrow is a man-made construct. There is no tomorrow. There is no yesterday. There's only now. What's up, Laverne? How are you doing? There is only now. And you've been programmed to save and scrimp and whatever for tomorrow. You're doing what they did in the Israelites, and they tried to keep their manna on Saturdays or whatever day. Who gives a fuck what day? But there was one day a week that they didn't get manna, but the day before they got double. And they tried to hoard it. And what did it do? It rotted. Because you're not supposed to save for tomorrow. You're supposed to live in the now. I'm doing pretty freaking awesome. You're supposed to live in the now because that's all there is. And you have enough for now. You have sufficiency. You have grace. My grace is sufficient for you. They're continuously taking thought or being concerned about their affairs of tomorrow. This is not true in my kingdom, which is not of this world. This is not true in my kingdom, okay? In the kingdom of grace, God is the creative principle, the infinite power. The word grace implies that which maintains and sustains infinite good and above all, love. Thank you, Emily, for the follow. Therefore, love must be the measure of the capacity of our good. Grace is fulfillment, and grace does not bring partial success or partial happiness. Nor does it demand of us that which we cannot fulfill. See, if you've been given a dream, it's yours. Okay? When God puts you here in this physical body, you're not the body, by the way. When God puts you in this body, He gave you a dream. Because it's what you're here to do. It's what you're here to do. Thank you so much for the shares. I appreciate you. The dream is yours. Hi, you're 10 minutes late. It says, answer comments. Someone asked about fear is confusing. Well, I talked about that a while ago. Anyway. And grace does not bring partial success or partial happiness, nor does it demand of us that which we cannot fulfill. See, God's given you this dream. And my dream has always been to live on the beach. Near the beach, on the beach, around the beach. And I had to give up everything that I knew as comfort. My home, my son, my job. Not my job, I didn't have a job. My dog, all my possessions. I left it. And then God brought me here. And I've been sufficient. I've had enough. I'm doing fine. I'm actually above and beyond fine. I'm blessed and highly favored. Hold up. Wait a minute. Okay. Grace brings a task to us. See, and then fear gets in the way because you don't know how you're going to do the task. The how is not your business. Grace brings a task to us, which means to take a step. You're not going to see the stair. You're wanting to see the whole staircase. You're not even going to see the stair when you're being called to pick your foot up. But with it, grace brings the understanding, the strength, and the wisdom to perform it. And grace also brings whatever is necessary for its fulfillment, whether transportation, funds, books, teachers, or teachings. Under grace, tomorrow is not our concern, but God's. And whatever is given to us to do must be done in the highest of our present understanding. See, I used to do things differently because I had a different I don't like the word understanding. When you look at the etymology of words, you will never say understanding again. It's understanding words. They took that out of school. I wonder why. Because if you taught people the meaning of words, they might stop believing the shit you taught them. Anyway, I digress. And whatever is given to us must be done to the highest of our present understanding. It makes no difference whether it is shopping, selling, teaching, or healing. God has placed that responsibility on us. God has given us that task, that joy, that privilege, and we execute it to the best of our ability. And then, if necessary, wait expectantly for the next task to be given to us. Like, I was told to come here. I'm here. Now I'm like, what's next? He's telling me it's time to write your book. I'm like, oh, okay. That's why I'm sitting in this quiet place. Because God put me in this place so I can have outer peace to be able to write the book. To doubt that it will be given, to doubt that it will carry with it all the strength and resources necessary to carry it to fruition, to doubt that it will bring with it joy and success, is to have no understanding of the meaning of grace. Everything that comes by grace is as fulfillment, so there is never an occasion to say, oh, Father, you have provided a good job for me in New York, but what about the fare to reach there? Why don't you listen to Steve Harvey's testimony? Steve Harvey's testimony talks about that. When you learn and listen to other people's stories and their testimonies, you know, the ones that they got put on a mountaintop with their light to shine for others to learn from, you learn a whole lot. You learn that even though you don't see how, you take those chances. His story is pretty fucking powerful. And to hear it out of his mouth is pretty impressive. But then you hear Joe Dispenza's story. Pretty fucking powerful. He healed 6 or 7 completely crushed, shattered vertebrae. I'm from the U.S., but I'm in Thailand. I sold everything. And within 9 weeks of him refocusing and retraining his brain and visualized himself seeing his body putting itself back together, he now teaches the mind-body connection. Because that thing that looked to steal, kill, and destroy, that thing that medicine said they needed to put a rod in his back and then he'd live in chronic pain for the rest of his life. Yeah, no, he's out still running. He was a triathlete. Now he's still out doing exercise and stuff. He's still living his best life. And Joe Dispenza now is one of the foremost authorities on the mind-body connection. And he's 100% healed. And he was back in the gym within 12 weeks working out. Power of the mind. And yet people say I'm crazy. But I've healed it all. The ravens are fed. The lilies of the clothed with grace. Not through man. Did you make that lily bloom? Mm-mm. Did you water it? Mm-mm. Did you feed the ravens? Mm-mm. What about these stray dogs out here? Mm-mm. But they're cared for. These are fat fucking stray dogs out here in these Thai streets. These people love these dead animals. As a man thinketh, so be it. Yeshua taught all of that. Man can be the instrument, but man cannot grow a garden. All you can do is plant the seed and cover it and water it. And that's what my job is. I'm out throwing seed. And if somebody wants to catch it, plant it, and sow it, it's on them. And if you want to learn the 9-step process that I created to be able to learn these things and to renew and transform your thoughts, words, and actions, thoughts, words, and subsequent actions, because your actions are happening because of the thoughts that you focus on and the words that you speak, and then the actions and the habits come after that. But if you want to learn how to change all that, because doing the same thing over and over is the definition of insanity. We're not here to stay the same. We're here to continue. Insanity, hamster wheel, 9 to 5, 40 years. Definition of insanity. Yet people think that that's how you need to live. No, it's not. I don't do the same thing every day at all. You know, I do whatever I feel like doing. God does that. God acting and appearing as man is the avenue or instrument through which the necessary work is done. If you called upon a spiritual leader for help, would you not be greatly surprised if the speaker said, "Don't you see what a wonderful teacher I am?" No. You would be shocked at that because you know that a teacher is but an avenue for God's grace. As a matter of fact, if that teacher were not there and you were seeking your good through God, another teacher would be provided. And if there were none left on earth, whatever was necessary for your spiritual unfoldment would come to you directly from within your very own being. I'm just brought to remembrance this woman in the late 1800s. It was a female. I don't remember her name, but she had like a spontaneous awakening, and she didn't have a guru. She didn't have a teacher. It just like it just happened for her. You know, so many people look outside of them for everything, but everything is inside of you, and your life outside of you is a reflection of who you are inside. You see, I see joy and peace. I see good in all people. I see the joy. When I got off of here, I'll probably go up on the roof and look out around the mountains. And yesterday I saw a dog walking down the street and the mopeds and these boys practicing soccer with their head. And somebody who lives in fear is probably going to say, oh my God, these people are not wearing helmets, and these people don't have car seats for their babies that they're carrying on mopeds. Oh my God, it's not safe. These people don't live in fear. They don't live like that. I think that's why I got called to come to a different country, a different culture, a different religious background. These are Buddhist and Hindu. This is not a Christian country. They treat you differently. They're kind. They're not judgmental. Even these women that have their hijabs on, they don't look at me any different. They don't tell me to do anything different. It's not their place. Yet Christians, they'll tell you all fucking day long and twice on Sunday that I'm wearing the wrong clothes. Judge not, lest ye be judged. Judge not, lest ye be judged. If you want to be judged, keep on judging. If you want to judge, keep on judging. And I don't tend to do that. I let people be people. There's a book by Mel Robbins. Let them. People will show you exactly who they are. They'll show you exactly who they are. It's up to you to listen. It's up to you to listen. Somebody disrespects you and you allow it. You don't respect yourself. However, as long as an instrument, an avenue, or a channel is necessary, if you keep looking to God, divine grace, for your good, God will raise up whoever is necessary for you. Yes, even in the wilderness, God will raise up a spiritual teacher for you. God has mysterious ways of bringing your good to you when you look for Him, to Him alone. Some years ago, in a city on the West Coast, a man came to me in regard to a business matter, and in the course of the conversation, asked about the nature of my work. It's not easy to explain this to a person who has no knowledge of mysticism. See, Jesus was a mystic. A lot of people don't know that Yeshua was a mystic, but he learned it from the Hindu and the Indians. Just saying. The more you learn. Some years ago, blah, blah, blah. It's not easy to explain this to a person who has no knowledge of mysticism, but I told him that it was a teaching, a way of life. Oh, a way of life? Well, how is that when I haven't heard of your being in town? Probably because we do not advertise. But I have been seeking just that, a way of life. I am not satisfied with the way things are, and I'm seeking something else, but I don't know where to look or how, and here you are in town with what may be the answer. And how do people know you here? Well, if I replied, when the need is there, they find us. When the pupil is ready, the teacher appears. Have you heard that before? When you are ready, the teacher will appear. Not until. And so many people, they're trying to skip steps. You can't skip steps. You can't skip steps, and you can't skip steps. Okay? Do you see there's no advertising on our part, and yet it brought him. And yet he was not searching for the infinite way, or for me, he was seeking a way of life. What's up, Donnell? How you doing? Without thinking of an avenue, he was led to an avenue. It may prove to have been the very one he wanted and needed. But even if it does not, no harm has been done, because it will set him on the path that will ultimately lead him to his way. He did not have to pray for a thing. He did not have to pray for a person. All he had to do was lift himself up to the desire for a way, for good, and then he found it. Because whatever you seek, you'll find. And you don't have to ask for it. God knows your heart. As long as you are not seeking person, place, or thing, as long as your desire is to be fed spiritually, the realization of divine Christ will interpret itself on your level of understanding. To me, divine grace is the realization that God meets the needs of his children, and therefore it is not necessary to go out and proselyte in an attempt to force them to a realization of that grace. God knows the needs of his children. When his children are ready for a spiritual teaching, he will lead them to the particular teaching necessary for their unfoldment. See, awakening is a process. It's not it couldn't be. Mine's been over 11 years. And it started with something that was extremely traumatic, that looked like it could be life-threatening. But that little voice inside said, I got you. And I had already learned to follow that voice through other smaller things. So I learned, I don't listen to other people. I listen to this voice, and this voice was very clear. It says, I got you. Your faith has made you well. And so for the next 6 years, I kept taking the inspired actions, which was to change this, do that, move here, do this, eat this, get rid of that, ditch this. He will lead them to the particular teaching for your unfoldment. Let each follow the light as it is given to him of God. And then he will live by grace. Hey guys, I know it's in the middle of the night. Can you tap the screen, please? And then he will live by grace. God brings to all those in the world the unfoldment necessary for their demonstration. And to me, that is another phase of grace, which is why I got this. Be still and know. Be still and know. Thank you so much, Donnell. Thank you, Sonny. Thank you. Divine grace is the realization that God meets the needs of his children. It is divine grace if you can feel that whatever the task given to you, the presence of God is there to fulfill it. The presence of God is there to fulfill it. With you or for you. It is divine grace to go about your work knowing, not that you have to do it, but that you are the instrument through which it is done. Because if you pick up your foot in faith, the step will come and it will happen. I can't even tell you the amount of times that has happened to me. I do the thing out of trust, taking that step, because I've learned to follow that voice. I don't listen to anybody else's voice. I don't care what anybody else thinks. I know the path I'm on is my path. I know I can't get off. Why does that keep going away? That is so crazy. What the fuck it keeps doing. Anyway. Dang. Grace is the realization that you can perform every task allotted to you. You can execute every duty given to you. You can carry through with any work and every work because the responsibility is not yours. It's the idea is God's, the wisdom is God's, the strength is God's, the necessary love, substance, and activity are God's. And that too is divine grace. My grace is sufficient for thee. My grace is sufficient. It is divine grace that you are enabled to fulfill every demand upon you. And this grace leaves you free and joyous to experience what is called the human life. But this life, understood through grace, is not a human life at all. It's really divine. See, you are divine. You are a divine being. You're on a divine path. You can't fuck it up. Yet you're out here thinking you need to use your paddles and oars and you need a rudder and you need to chase this and go after that and do this and that. Chasing something. What happens when you chase a dog? Okay, I don't even need to answer that. You're just chasing it. You're chasing success, and success to me is peace of mind. Peace of mind is more success than most people ever will have. Because most people out there striving and struggling and efforting, they never think they have enough. I know a friend, he's a multimillionaire. He has been for many years. And he still works. And now he's got his new job and he's making, he put it out on Facebook that he had already earned $50,000 in commissions just in the first week of August. See, he probably doesn't feel like he has enough. Because it's funny, God asked me to ask him, because I don't ask anybody for shit. I said, how would you feel about, sponsoring me for a day a month? $50 a day is my expenses. He's like, yeah, absolutely, I'll support you after I get paid. Yeah. You just quit your job? That's it, Sonny. What's your plan now? What's God leading you to now? I know there had to be something else, but if that job wasn't feeling good, it wasn't for you. And a lot of people stay stuck in things that make them sick. I'm proud of you. I had everything taken from you. Don't know? Then just rest. Eat more chicken. I prefer beef, but I'm in a country that cherishes the beef. Oh, you just did it? Like today? Yesterday? Proud of you. Bra fucking oh. You're on the next step, bro. You're on the next step. I'm proud of you. It will come. Your grace is sufficient. You have more than enough. If you follow your heart, you will never be led astray. I've been with Young Living for 11 years, and to get my paycheck from them, I had to put out $100. Well, this was in that period where I had no income. I still don't have any. It just shows up. But anyway, I forgot what I was going to say. I was looking at my purse. I like her. She's pretty. Yeah, you can't be worried. Follow if you want to follow your heart and not be... What? Hold up. Why won't that let me claim that? Yeah. But, my Young Living. I had placed an order every month for 10 years. I love my oils. I love everything. But God was like, let that go. And I'm like, what's bad? But that's income. Let that season of your life go. I had to let go my website that was attached to that. That had a blog on there. I had so much stuff on there. Like, no, let it go. I had to let go of all those things. And I'd do it again. Because the payoff is immense. The payoff. I'm not living in a community with 800 of the same looking houses. You know, it's a great neighborhood with lots of oak trees. You lost everything 5 to 6 years ago? Yeah. I get that. I lost everything a month ago. Just a look fresh. Sad moments. I don't care about the stuff. The stuff doesn't matter to me. The money was all taken from me. And yet here I am living in another country. I had what I needed. I still have what I needed. I'm so grateful. Do I know the how? I don't really care how. You know why? Because my why is the most important thing. We've got all these things. We got the how, what, why, when, and who. The why is the only thing you need to concern yourself with. The why is all God cares about. The who it's going to come from, the how it's going to come, the when it's going to come, and the who, what, the what it is. It's all going to come outside of your control. I mean, you can go chase and do, but you're going to get your results. And I was told that until I relaxed and learned to let God lead me and stop chasing, I was getting my results. And God's like, you ready to get my results? You're going to let go? And I was basically told to sit in my fucking recliner for about 6 months. I went and played pickleball. I went and, went out to dinner with friends. I did whatever I wanted to do. But I sat in my recliner and I didn't effort. I kept being told to be still. And in the very beginning of that, I was led to paint this painting. And it was be still. Healing in hermit mode. Letting go is the hardest. Most people don't want to get it, let it go because it's so scary to let go, and you don't know what you don't know the unknown. Like I have this beautiful hotel room. I call it a little apartment because it's the Peyton house. It's not really. Chef, you can go on. We don't talk like that in here. That's rude. Thank you so much, Tasty. Task 7-4, I don't know what that is. But that you hold on to, the power of attachment, the pain of attachment is the only thing that keeps you stuck. Attachment. Your attachment of how you think it should be, how you think it should go, the things that you're holding on to. Yeah, I remember sitting in my house thinking, oh my God, I love all of my things. They all bring me so much joy. Like my corner with all my paintings, and I had the plants, and I had my whole backyard that was full of beautiful plants that people had given me. And then the first thing that God took from me was my plants. Had a deep, hard freeze, killed every fucking thing, and I have never lost a plant. That's not trust. See, I totally left everything out. Everything you can be gone in 5 minutes. That's what's up. There's nothing that I need. I don't need any of this shit. I need to get my crypto coins with the keys on them, and my bag and my passport, and that's about it. You know what I need in this life to be able to be free? This bag right here, this got everything in it that I need. It's already. My Texas coins. Oh, this is fun. This is my original vaccination schedule from when I was a kid. Yeah, I think I had like 4. And I've got all my Texas coins because I have 28 mines that pay me every day. And that is about to go crazy. I'm super excited because we got a cease and desist back in February, which is why I haven't had income. Karma with a K? Is that what you're talking about? This is my vaccination card, okay? That's all the vaccinations I've had. That's it. That's what they used to do. Now, how many do kids get? 400? I think Trump just signed an executive order to break it down to 11. 11 necessary. I don't think any of them are necessary. And you know what's funny too? Ooh, I do have. Yes! But that might not work. Because it is a picture of me, but this is an old picture of me. Gosh, this is an old picture. I don't even know. That was a long time ago. My DD214. See this? See, I'm all about the state national program. I haven't done it yet. Clearly, I don't really care about the U.S., but I have a birth certificate that's handwritten and stamped. This is the kind that you need, and I've had this one for 26 years, this piece of paper for 26 years, so that tells me how old that picture is. But anyway, I'm 37. But anyway, these new birth certificates, like my son's, it's all printed in all caps. Mine's handwritten. You don't have handwritten birth certificates anymore. It's got my mama's signature. I was born at 5:10 a.m. early in the morning. So yeah, I can leave in 5 minutes. That's all I need. And of course my Arculus card that has my XRP on it. Yeah. Go Clarity Act! Thank you so much. If you have any crypto and you don't own the keys, you don't own your crypto. And when all this shit happens, you're going to lose it. So I suggest you get an Arculus card and put your crypto on it. And this new thing that I'm going to be doing that came to me, and I know it's for me because she says, God told me to, and he told me to pay for it. So when I get off of here, she reached out to me last night. It was late for me, but it's early for her. When I get off of here, I'm going to look at the videos and stuff, but I'm going to go ahead and sign up for that. And they pay you in crypto. Would you look at that? Crypto is stupid. Well, what are you going to do when the Clarity Act passes and everything in the government has already been transferred? It's already been done. You just are missing the point. Hello. Hey, how are you, Morgan? Dixon. Okay. Do you know everything is running on crypto now? They're just hiding it from you. They have been in the process of digitizing every single asset that the government has. How do you think they're paying off the debt? They're not telling you how they're doing it, but I have understandings. And all of that is being transferred. All your oil, your gas, all the real estate, all those things, it's being put on the digital blockchain. You can have gold and silver. I'm actually with Texas Coin, which if you do gold and silver, you might know the name Bobby Gray. He spoke in front of the Congress talking about open currency standard, American open currency standard, and he actually started his own Texas Coin blockchain from scratch. And I'm one of the first 50,000 people that have been in it. It's been around for about 3 years, and he now has a whole ecosystem, and we've got a lot of stuff going on. Yeah, everything's going to crypto, man. You pay with digital on your phone, don't you? Okay. They're just getting you ready for the digital age. They're getting you ready to give over your dollars. They're getting you ready. I suggest you start learning. And if you want to learn, if you think it's stupid, maybe you should learn. Because if you are uneducated, you're really going to be shocked when that's all you have. Because they're just going to shut it. So anyway, I've got up there, I've got Crypto U. It's free. You can learn. Yeah. But everything's going digital. And so I'm set. My son's set. I have something that pays me every day in crypto. Right now it pays me $3 a day. But as the coin goes up, as we get more utility, which after the 17th, we had our cease and desist because they said that we were a security. We're not. And we had to pay them $3 million, an attorney, to be able to get that. But August 17th is our day in court. We've had to wait since February. And, oh, you can absolutely discern. Yeah, go ahead and you can check it out up in there, up by my picture. Yeah, they designed that because the whole point is we need to educate people on crypto. And we actually built a blockchain from scratch. Bobby's very well versed, but he was a gold and silver guy. He was a big gold and silver guy. Like he did a lot. And he realized that he was following horse and buggy when they're over here with race cars. So he decided to learn. He came over to actually Thailand for 7 years. And while everything happened in his life, a lot of stuff happened in his life to get him where he is. And he learned so much. He now created his own cryptocurrency. And we have, we're on crypto market cap. We're in the top 100. And we have a whole bunch of stuff. If you want to look and learn, go to Honest Stop Money and see. We have quite the ecosystem. If you're a gamer, we've got Zero Chill Games. If you are into, you can do TXT streaming. You can stream. You can do all kinds of stuff. We now have Nectar Pay, which is cryptocurrency paying at registers. And we have that. We're the only ones that have that. Yeah, I'm really grateful to be part of that. And that was one of those. I had $9,000 sitting in Bitcoin. My dad passed away a few years ago, and he left me a little bit of money. And I had 9,000. I couldn't stop buying it. It was one of those things. Buy more, buy more, buy more, buy more. Go up there and start Crypto U. Yeah, I can't really talk about it, but it's in there, up there with my picture. Yeah, that's the best place. It's amazing. We created it because people need to know what it is, how to use it, because it is so different. And I can teach, but that's not my forte. I'm not here to teach it. I just knew that I was supposed to be part of it. I couldn't not get in this. I was, and it's so funny. I had Bitcoin when it was 111, and it stayed at 111 for a long Texas Coin. I suggest you buy some. Just buy. It's like 28 cents a coin. Buy some. Buy a few dollars worth. Buy $10 worth. I promise you, you won't be disappointed. Just sit on it. but I felt led. Somebody called me, like everything comes to me at the right time. And I felt led like I'm supposed to do something with crypto. I just didn't know what. And looking at the charts and stuff, my brain shuts off when you talk about all that shit. That is not me. But I felt led to go. My friend invited me, a new lady. She was calling to tell me about some other girl, some gossip. I don't care about that. But what she goes, I tried to give her this opportunity that I'm doing. And so I said, well, what is it? And she invited me to a dinner, and I had dinner, and I didn't know I was going to sit with the guy that's running the meeting, of course, and his wife. And I was able to ask other questions while he spoke. And I was like, so what is this? And I felt really led. Like, and you could have bought one mine. You could buy up to 9 mines. And they were $1,000 a piece. And that little voice, get the 9-pack. It was like a pull. And I'm like, apparently I'm supposed to get the 9-pack. And then my friend, she's like, well, wait 24 hours. So I had that little discussion with God. I was like, show me. Because Bitcoin had been sitting for months at 111. I said, show me. If Bitcoin goes up, I'm supposed to get it. Well, later that week, Bitcoin jumped up to 114. And I was like, there's my sign. And then they were going to Thailand, the company, the people that had been in the company. They did a big trip to Thailand for a few weeks. And so they were all in Tampa near me. So I got to go meet the owner of the company. I got to hug his neck. I got to see his heart. I see souls, not people. So I don't look at the outside of people. I see their souls. I don't give a fuck what you're saying. I see your soul. And I got to meet him and the people. I loved every bit of it. And I gave them $9,000 that day. And it ended up being such a blessing to me because I was able to share that opportunity with others. And people, I never once solicited anybody. I never reached out. I don't do that. That's not my jam. I've always been selling something, but I'm not in sale. I don't sell stuff. I share my heart and it comes to me. So I had so many people reaching out to me that the people that were on my team that were learning and doing this and they were sharing it, my team was growing pretty freaking fast, pretty amazing. So my friend Sarah and I got in the car. They were having a Halloween party because I joined September 13th and they were having a Halloween party. So I'd been in like 6 weeks, right? And I already gotten 27 people that came to me. I had one guy invest $40,000. I had another $20,000. People just giving me money to get into this. And so I felt very led, and Sarah did too. And we got in the car and we drove to Dallas for a Halloween party, just because the staff, you become what you surround yourself with. And I loved it so much. And I got to meet the owner again. And I was like, hey, you remember me? Yeah. And mind you, it's Halloween and he's wearing a Alice in Wonderland lion costume. He's got the whole lion on, and I'm like, well, that's Bobby. And I went and sat and talked to him. And I said, hey, I really love this project. I want you, I'm interested in the Ranger program. I don't qualify yet, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. But I said, I'm loving this. And I said, look me up. So a few weeks later, he came to Florida. He was standing over by himself. I walked up to him and I was like, hey. He goes, hey, Casey. He remembered me. And he said, I looked you up. He says, are you coming to the Ranger training next week? And I was like, I don't qualify for Ranger training. You had to be in the company for 2 months. Or for 3 months, and I was only in for 2 months at that point. And he said, you're not understanding me. Are you coming to Ranger training next week? It's personal invite only. The owner of the company invited me to go to Ranger training before I was even qualified. And I said, well, who do I talk to? He sent me over to his wife. And she led me to this other guy. And My flight was paid for, my hotel was paid for, my food was paid for, and I got to spend time with all these people who were also people that were passionate in sharing this project. And I got to stand in front of all of them to share my story and my pitch of how I sell this. And it was just my story of how I felt so led and so pulled. And that is what drew people in. My passion is what drew people in. And in that, let's see, from September to February, I created $37,000 of income from that $9,000 purchase. And then it was all stopped because of the cease and desist. But that's okay. I have my mines. I have 28 mines now that pay me every single day. And as the cost of the coin goes up, my payment gets, so I get 11 coins a day right now. Right now they're 29 cents. But when it hits $1, $2, $3, $5, that's every day for 135 years. Owning a crypto mine is a big deal, especially when it's a project that's actually got purpose behind it. And we do. We have tons of purpose. You can build the crypto rails, which is what XRP is. And now all the banks and everything is putting their shit on top of the XRP rails. If you don't know anything about XRP, I have over 2,000 XRP because I felt led to buy that too. I don't have hardly anything else in the stock market or any of that. I don't feel led to. I feel very confident in what God has led me to have and what I do. And I'm in this place of just knowing that God's got me and that whatever I've led to be doing is what I'm doing and I can't fuck it up. And so I've got my Arculus, which has my XRP on it. If you are holding XRP, if you know at all what I'm talking about, get it off of the exchange that you bought it on. If you take any advice from me, get it off of the exchange and put it on a cold storage Web3 wallet. Do not keep it on your Coinbase or Uphold or any of those wallets. You don't have your keys. It's not yours, and if you read in the fine print, they can take it. And that's the whole plan. That's why the price has been kept low for so long, because the government has been stockpiling it, because everything is going to run on XRP. Look it up. All the banks, everything. Deutsche Bank, a lot of these other foreign banks are already running on XRP rails. They've already digitized everything. So, that's my little thing on crypto. I think I know that it's the next phase, and it's not something that you can deny at this point. And like I said, this company that I'm going to be involved with they pay in USDT, which is crypto, which is not TAXABLE, because it's not in your BANK. So it's gonna all be going to that. But anyway, I'll digress. I think the US is going away anyway. I think we're gonna be going back to whatever. But anyway, I don't live there anymore. Doesn't matter to me. Yeah. So anyway. What time is it where y'all are? Because I've been on here all fucking day. I think I've been on here 7 hours. But when you're passionate about something, it doesn't feel like it doesn't feel like it. I'm not impressed with this YouTube thing, though, because there's been like 2 hours and not one person has come on. Not one person. Oh, 8 views. 8 views in 2.5 hours. Classy, we don't do that. 5 a.m. All right, Geneva. 5 a.m. in Texas. I ain't doing all that. I don't want to edit my video. I don't do all that stuff. You're 5 a.m. and you're on your walk before the heat. Ooh, yeah, that heat is no joke. Let me see. I don't think it's hot out here right now. I don't know. We haven't had rain today and I haven't been outside. Oh yeah, it's hot as a bitch. Hot as a bitch. Hot as a bitch. So when I went and got dinner last night, it was literally right down at one of those little booths. And these people, they live with nature. They don't try to make everything so fucking manicured. I love it. And they're clean. They're constantly cleaning and sweeping and cleaning. They're just good people. I'm in Thailand. In Phuket. In Phuket, Thailand. I'm in Phuket. Because I cuss too much. I think that's hilarious. That's where God put me. So many people say I say fuck too much. Oh. Okay. Yeah. I left everything. I literally left everything. I felt led to leave and I left it and I'm gone and I don't feel like going back. I don't have any need to go back. I have nothing to go back to. My credit is shot now. John, we don't talk like that. And no, go away. The only thing that I would ever go back for is my son, if he needed me for something. But right now he's got his dad, he's got his grandparents, he's well provided for, he's taken care of, he's joining the military here shortly. His goal is December for that. So there's nothing I need there. There's nothing I need there. What, so I could go back to the rat race? So I could go back having to go 20 minutes to go get something to eat? So I can go back to paying exorbitant amounts of money just to live? Why would I do that? You know, my rent for this place is less than your car payment. My rent for this place is less than your electric bill. Oh, my electric bill. It's less than my electric bill for my apartment. My rent for the month. And it includes electric and Wi-Fi. And have rooftop and view. I'm not in a neighborhood that looks at other buildings just like mine. It is amazing. And I can go downstairs and get a meal for $2.50, fresh cooked for me, put in front of me at a restaurant. $80. I can go down here, walk 5 minutes, and get a massage for $150, which is the equivalent of $5 for an hour. Why the fuck would I go back to the U.S. again? The life hack, the cheat, the hack, earn money over there and live over here. Anywhere other than the U.S. is better than there. There are a list of 15 countries that I could give you that are less than there. I can live in Georgia, the country. I can live in Laos. I can live in Algeria. I can live in, and you've been told these are a third world. They're not. They're not. I can live in, hold up. I thought I had a list in here. I do. Brunei, Cambodia, Laos, Vietnam, Taiwan, Sri Lanka, South Korea, Singapore, Philippines, Maldives, Japan, Indonesia, Malaysia, and Georgia. I can live any of those places for a quarter of what it would be to live in the U.S. And, you know, over here, I don't need a car. I can rent a moped. I can get a little moped. I can get a little moped. I can rent a moped for 200 baht a day. How much can you rent a moped for? Hold on. My calculator. clear. 200 divided by 33 baht per dollar. $6 a day I can rent a moped. If I wanted to. But I can get on a moped and have somebody else drive it. It's 5:13 p.m. on the 13th. We're finally on the same day. See, I'm going to go to bed, and you're still going to be on the 12th or the 13th, and I'll be on the 14th. That's weird to me when I'm on a different day as some other people. I can get on a moped. I have an app like you have Uber and Lyft. I have an app called Grab, and I can have a moped come, and they'll show right up at my door. And every moped trip I've had has been anywhere from 50 baht, which is $1.50, to 150 baht, like $5. So why would I rent one for $6? That's just silly. When I can let somebody else drive on these streets, because these people that these cars and these mopeds, they do all this. These mopeds pass. I ain't trying to do that. I'm not willing to do. I don't want to do that. I'd rather let these people that grew up. I had put some essential oil on that is photosensitive, lime essential oil. And then I went out in the sun because I wasn't thinking. I totally slipped my mind. So this last week was a giant, big blister, but it's much better. And it was on my arm as well. And this little dot here, he got some too. Yeah, so. Yeah. But that's just going to be there for a bit. It's healing. Yeah. Because I went live in the pool that day, and this arm was, the sun was over here, so it hit my arm. I still don't know how that happened because I wasn't really near facing the sun. I'm sure they have fabulous, don't worry about that. How's the medical care? I'm sure it's fantastic, top notch. I mean, you can come over here and get a medical plan for you. I don't need any medical care. I don't take any medications. I don't see any doctors. I haven't for years. But you can get dental work over here for an 1/8, 10th of the cost. You can get it's really insane. You can come over here. Thank you so much. You can come over here, stay in a fancy resort, flight, food, vacation, get your teeth done, and then go back for less than what your teeth cost over there. I know. Thank you, John. Whereas here, I am in Thailand. I'm in Phuket. No, I don't have any pets. I don't want anything to do with responsibility at this point. The only thing I'm responsible for right now is these plants outside my window because I'm so grateful that there's plants. And I had to water them yesterday because I'm a big plant person. What's infuriating? The fact that the free country in the world is the worst one to live in, the one that stole most of your freedoms. You know, they base everything in the U.S. off of fear. They make their laws off of fear, seatbelts off of fear, child case, all the stuff. Over here, these people ride their whole family of 4 on a fucking moped. Ain't nobody got a helmet on. Guess what? They're responsible for their family. The government is not involved. If you want to ride your family around a moped without a moped, go for it. Yes, I moved. I don't know if seatbelts are required here. I don't know. I haven't been in a car except for twice. I've been on mopeds. And there ain't no seatbelts on a moped. And the only time I've worn helmets on those mopeds is when we go on one of the main roads. They will have police stops to make sure you have a helmet on. And it's a 2,000, yes, it's a 2,000 baht fine. $50 fine to not wear a helmet. Are seatbelts mandatory in Thailand? Yes. And the penalty is the $50. A maximum fine of 2,000 baht. Yeah. It is so cute to see these families piled on these mopeds. Like my place that I was staying in, the school was across the street, so I got to hear kids all day long, and I love that. But they get out of school, and the mopeds were there, and their family would wait, and they would come over, and they would pile on these mopeds, 3 and 4 people, like baby, dad, another baby, mom, and maybe a teenager thrown on the back. That's, go for it, yo. They live different. I have seen one person here in some fancy sneakers, and that was yesterday. He was riding on his moped, and he had his feet picked up like this because it was puddly, because yesterday it rained really, 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 really hard, and so the road out here is dirt, and he didn't want his dirt sneakers dirty. But everybody else I've seen is wearing slides, barefoot and slides, or socks and slides. They do not wear shoes in their home. They do not. You take your shoes off before you go into any business. There's a pharmacy thing. Their pharmacy is natural. I went in there the other day, and I took my shoes off at the door walking through the pharmacy. Just looking. They have a lot of skin stuff and, well, girly stuff. So I was looking. Ended up getting what did I get that day? I don't even remember. I think I bought a nail file. I don't know, for like 75 cents. Yeah. I need to get the lotion on this. This is itching. Hold on a second. Better. So anyway, it's 5:20. I think I'm gonna get off of here. I have been live 2.5 hours. I think I'm gonna get off of here. I have been live 2.5 hours. And I think it's time for me to go upstairs and do some stretching and relaxing and move my body and call that lady back. And, by the time I do that, she'll be up. And get started on that process. So anyway, that being said, if you want to know how I got to be this way, I created a 9-step process, and it is called Process. And if you want that, just DM me the word process, and I will send it to you. And because everything that I've done has been doing the work that Yeshua talked about in the mind, you have to first believe it. And universal laws are very clear. You got to believe in the things you cannot yet see as if it were. And the universal laws line up with everything Yeshua taught. Shocking. Anyway, so you got to renew and transform your thoughts, words, and actions if you want to do anything. It starts with gratitude and joy, and shifting your focus from what you see to gratitude and joy in whatever you see, that joy in all circumstances. You have to practice it. Your mind is wired to go negative. But I'm here to tell you, you can rewire it. Reformed pessimist here. My mother was the most of all pessimists. And I shifted my mind, and now it doesn't even go that way. But if you practice bringing it back, bringing it back, bringing it back. Your mind thinks 60 to 70 thoughts a day. 60 to 70,000 thoughts a day. And most of them are just rehashing the same shit from yesterday and the day before, until you take each thought captive, bring it to what the word says, which is love, light, joy, and kindness, and focus on that. That's your pray without ceasing, not asking God for things you don't have. That's not it. That's not it. What is it? Is taking your thoughts captive, renewing and transforming them, and because of that, your life will change. But if you don't want to change your mind, nobody can do it for you. The work that I teach, the work that I give you, it's you. You got to do it. I can't do it for you. I mean, I've coached some people that that's not my thing. I don't like individual coaching. I can coach 100 people at one time. I'm much happier coaching 100 people at one time. It's much more efficient. I'm a Virgo. Because what I'm teaching, it's an inside job anyway. I can't make you do a fucking thing. I cannot do any of this for you. I can't catch your thoughts. Only you can do that. Everything is in your head. Whatever you choose to focus on is going to be what you get, because whatever you want, the universe says, okay. Whatever you don't want, if you're focusing on the fact that you don't want that, okay. You get what you focus on. So I've chosen to focus on the joys in my life. And I look at all things as a joy, because everything has got me to where I am today. I wouldn't be who I am without all those things that I've experienced. See, I don't even like to use the word endure or overcome or healed from. They were all experiences. That's all they were. Experiences that made me who I am today. And who I am today is going to be needing experiences to make me who I am tomorrow. But all I have is today. I don't have tomorrow. Tomorrow's not promised, because tomorrow's just, it's not real. You're living in a simulation, in a fucking terrarium. And you might as well find joy in it. All right? So anyway, if y'all want that, DM me the word process. I am sending y'all love, light, grace, all the things. And take some time to still yourself. Sit. Put your phone down. And sit in silence for 15 minutes. And keep coming back to your breath. Every time your brain goes off in monkey land, keep coming back to your breath. You got to learn to renew and transform, and it starts with realizing you are not your thoughts. Your thoughts are not true. Just because you can plan out the worst case scenario does not mean that's going to happen, but it will happen if you focus on it. I know so many people that have said, oh, that was my worst fear. Yep. It was your worst fear because you focused on not wanting it. How about instead focus on the things that bring you joy, and start focusing on being present and knowing that all is well in the moment. When you do that, that's where inside peace comes. That's where that inner peace comes from. But you're not going to get it with a new pair of sneakers, a new car, a new boat. Thank you so much, Kathy. I appreciate that. You're awesome too. Thank you. It's a different way to live with inner peace. I call that success. I'm successful. Maybe not by the world standards, but I'm out doing what I want, when I want, how I want, and I don't worry about tomorrow. I call that successful. Well, a lot of people are out there worrying about where they're gonna, how they're gonna, when they're gonna, who they're gonna with. I'm just over here being. That pisses a lot of people off, but you know, I don't care. It has nothing to do with me. You know? And that's something else I challenge you. Stop fretting over things that you have you can't fix. World hunger. You can't fix the nonsense that's on the news. You can't change any of that. And I tell you, probably 90% of that's bullshit. The stuff that they spew out there on the news is to get you to steal, kill, and destroy. And sports, boys and girls, sports is nothing more than the Roman Colosseum. It's entertainment. It's not even real. Like wrestling ain't real. Football is not even listed as a sport anymore. It's listed as entertainment because it is already figured out who's going to win. Yeah, so stop it. Start going in. Stop with the distractions. Stop with the self-deprivation. Stop with the fucking diets, ladies. You're perfect as you are. Start loving your body and it will start loving you. But you keep telling it it's fat or it doesn't have this or it's not the way you want it or your tits aren't right or your face ain't right. So you go get it cut on. You're not loving yourself. You're telling yourself, I'm not good enough. So you're going to keep getting things to see that's not good enough. When you start seeing yourself as perfect and divine, exactly as you are, and love those stretch marks, love your saggy titties. They've brought you so far in this life. Embrace your skin. Embrace your life. You have to show love to yourself. I'm just seeing people just go off the fucking deep end, and it hurts my heart. These people are not even... I'm seeing more and more of let's be something other than we are. Fucking eyelashes out to here, wigs on boys now. I'm like, God damn, I saw a baby wearing a wig the other day. I'm like, what in the hell? Let that baby be a baby before you start programming her that she's not good enough as she is. Because I'm here to tell you, you are exactly who you need to be. You're exactly where you need to be. You're doing exactly what you need to be doing. What you need to do is stop listening to your head and start getting into your heart. That's what I challenge you today. Start that practice. Start finding gratitude. If you don't want my process, that's fine. Get a book and start writing things you're grateful for every day. Do that instead of waking up and finding more problems to solve. You know, I go to bed every night and I'm like, every problem that's perceived is already solved, so it's not even a problem. But you can figure out how to solve problems, but I promise you every problem I've tried to solve, I've created more. You can't do that. It doesn't work like that. Doesn't work like that. So anyway, on that note, if y'all have points to collect, if you've dropped a heart me and then you get points for that, for your engagement, collect your points because I'm about to get off of here. I ain't trying to skip out on anybody's points because that's important. If you're trying to grow on this app, you need those engagement points. And I just want to encourage you today, go out and find something fun to do. Go find something to be happy about. Thank you, Taylor, for that heart me. Find something that brings you joy in your life. And anytime somebody comes to come again, bring yourself back to that feeling of joy. Keep bringing yourself back. You can also go on my tube of use up under my picture. I've got albums in there of Abraham and not to mention my own videos, but I've got Abraham Hicks and Neville Goddard. Those were two people that I listened to. Instead of music, I would listen to these and learn because when you're trying to reprogram yourself from negative and from a lack mindset and from sick, broke, lack, loveless, worthless, you're going to have to put that new information over and over and over and over and over. You're not going to get it the first time you read that book that has contrary information to what you think is true. You're going to have to listen to it on repeat. These books that I've read that are up there under the tab that says Be Venable, those are the things that have impressed me. But I didn't just read them once. They've all been read more than one time. Some of them 10 times. You know, I had to learn to love myself. One of the books that I read over 10 times was Whatever Arises, Love That. Quit hating your life. Quit hating where you are. You're just making it worse. You're just making it worse. Hate doesn't fix anything. Hate's the absence of love. So if you hate anybody, there's hatred in your heart. Oh, thank you, Renee. A greeting heart. Is that a hug? I'll take it. Thank you. I appreciate everybody. And I just want to encourage you. You can be, do, and have anything you want. This is your reality. You create. We're all one, and we all see our perspective from our lens and from our subjective experiences. And what I see outside of me is based on what the life that I've lived, the beliefs that I have, and that's what I see is goodness, light, and joy. Name of that book, Whatever Arises, Love That. I got the listening version on Audible because there's a 10-hour course. You can get the book. I had the book too, but I like the 10-hour course. It's him reading and talking for an hour on each chapter. So it's a deep dive. Yeah. Matt Kahn, Kahn. Really, really powerful. Really powerful. And that he grew up in a house that didn't know God or Jesus or anything like that. And Jesus showed up to him in a garden. And then he went to his friend's house and saw, he's like, is that Jesus? So. You just got to shift your mind. I do. If you go up there, I've got a link for, I can't say that. Just go up there and Venable. And there's a folder that has all the books that I've read. Yeah. I've gotten books. I've got things, the socials. I've got, if you want to donate to my cause, to me, that's up there too. Again, this is what I do. I share my light. I share my joy. And I trust God for everything. I live my life. And I'm feeling really good about it. And I'm here to show others that it can be done. Because I've healed. You should be known by your fruit. I've healed. I've broke generational curses. I've overcome abuse. I've traveled across the world to follow my dream with like $1,700 to my name. Literally, I have like $300 in my purse. That's it. That's all I have to my name right now. And it's okay. You know why? Because I'm blessed and highly favored. And I'm taken care of above and beyond because I am no different than the raven or the lilies. And I'm doing what I'm called to do. And God called me to get out of my comfort zone and go across the world. And I've been told that I'm going to be, I had some women pray for me back when I got diagnosed with the brain cancer. And I went to the Christian Healing Center, and these women, thank you, Kathy, so much. These women prayed for me, and they all saw visions, each one of them separately. And one of them I'll never forget. She says, I see you on a stage, and there's not hundreds of people. She says, the people went and went and went. And lights were everywhere. She says, you're preaching to millions. And this was a long time ago. And do you know They're with my socials. I'm seen in over 1 million homes every month. My YouTube has been seen by over 1 million people. I've got almost 3 million views on this Book of Faces. Since I started sharing this truth about Paul and Yeshua and following this, people are following. I haven't had that many people be friend requesting me in years. When you do the scary thing, because I was petrified to share that. I didn't want to offend anybody. I was like, do it. You gotta do it. So I am. I'm doing the things I'm called to do. And it's going to push people away from me, but it's going to draw in my tribe. I mean, I've been on live all night long, and I've had no less than 50 people in my room all night long. That's fruit to me. That's fruit. I'm here to bring hope, to show you that you, whatever you believe to be true is true for you. Whatever you think you can achieve, you will achieve. Henry Ford said it best, if you believe you can, you can't. If you believe you can, or you believe you can't, either way you're right. I'm just here to show people who they are, what they're here to do, and remind them to dream. Remind them to dream. I think so many people are distracted in their hamster wheel that they've forgotten their dream, and they think that that's not for them. But the fact that you have a dream, that you have something in you that you want to do, and your hamster wheel doesn't let you, quit the fucking hamster wheel. Go follow your heart. I just posted a video of a lady about sharks. She had it in her heart to go, she just couldn't get sharks out of her head. And she's like, she told her family, she goes, I just got to go to the Bahamas, and I've got to go get this out of my system. It's daytime for me. It's only 5:40 in the afternoon. I've been live since 10 o'clock this morning. I'm on the other side of the world. The planet, the plane of existence. I'm so glad. You are good. You are amazing. Get in the mirror. Or turn on your video just to record yourself and talk to yourself and tell yourself you're amazing, you're worthy, you're loved, you're enough, you're perfect. I tell people, the women, to get out of the shower and stand there butt naked and shake it all and say, look at that, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Love it all. Too many people beat themselves up in the mirror, and that you want to live your best life. You hate the body you're in, and then your body's going to show you hatred by being diseased. I'm healthier now than I've ever been, and I've dropped all attachments. And I did have weight on me many years ago. Before my son was born. Yeah, after I got out of the Army, I gained 50 pounds. And I didn't like how I felt, so I did something about it. And then I changed habits, which got me to stay this way. And I've been wearing the same jeans since my son was born. Before my son was born. Before I got pregnant with that boy, who's now 6 foot tall, 180 pounds of muscle. I birthed that. That's my best achievement. I made something. What'd you make? Anyway, I love you guys. Yeah, I set boundaries. All the people that hurt me are dead, so I ain't worried about nobody. I made peace with all of it. And I set boundaries now. I don't let people disturb me. It's not worth it. It's not worth it when you let people steal your joy. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. Thank you so much. Grab your points. I love you guys. Y'all are amazing.